what you show me this new world. I knew this world, but somewhere far away.
Yeah.
Too far for me to get it. And now I feel again something going not by my scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see anything in this direction, but I hear voice which I trust. I'm going slowly to this direction. I know I can turn back. I can see everything clearly. I just learning new work. And so I'm going to this direction where I don't know. I know what something should be there, but I don't know where they are, how far, how close. What's interesting, if I turn back to where I know, I feel cold. As I turn to side where I don't know, but something like to, I feel it's warmer. Everything around is changing. Clients, business, relationship, world. I'm quiet and happy. Yesterday I was winner for myself, my business, but I'm focused on myself because it's work, it's changed everything. It's more important. All my life banks send me letter with back data 3 weeks later. Sometimes I'm sending penalties because it's too late to pay by phone. I'm sending checks by back date, and sometimes it works. As usual, I build the scenario to deal maybe 15 tickets somewhere. And yesterday I just break down myself. I just contacted two TFL, Transport of London, and I found how many tickets I've got, how much they are, the last dates when they dropped it to pay list, and I made packages. I paid immediately because from £90 in a couple of days it will come to 80, and I paid all £90, and because for £280 5 tickets, I've got couple days again. So scenario was what I did. I just turned back to fire and I felt much better. And when I went to sleep to that, I did great. I did very different. I win on myself, just winner. Because maybe hardest to win yourself, not someone's.
Yeah.
So many things changing. And thank you, Peter, really thank you for this.
So this focus on yourself.
I still hear this voice and trying.
And the voices.
Voice about lesson, what you're telling me, focus to yourself. I'm just now slowly look to mirror in different way. Even yesterday, before I go to sleep, I just turned myself, I was like warm, like I'm different. I winner today. I am winner today. And as you mentioned, fragrances changing and they send signal to universe, and universe say, oh, you're ready, okay. Thank you for your patience, for your hard language, because I didn't hear my wife, friends, no one. Just now you found like key to my soul.
So we've been now working together for 6 months. Before, what was going on in your life?
Like spiral or something, back and back and back and back and back, and some bigger things every few years, some smaller every half years, and now this spiral is going bigger to out of old pattern.
Was it enjoyable, that spiral?
No word to explain. It's not enjoyable. It's just I'm reborning. I'm reborning, and I'm so happy. Finally, you learn me shut the door for past. Sometimes, if something coming negative, like I just telling, okay, your direction been next, or if I need lesson, I taking as lesson, but negative, it passed.
In your spiral, before you knew me, was it an enjoyable life or was it an awful life?
Fighting life with world. As world today is friendly and warm and welcome.
So you're saying that your life before you came onto the program, you were fighting all the time?
It's difficult to tell you, like every day is getting better. I'm getting more confident and protected of all negatives or all negative emotions, negative coming circumstances. I'm getting more stronger, protected, or I can immediately convert negative to neutral or positive. I've got tools to handle it.
So what was it then that attracted you to the program? Where did you first see the advertisement for our 90-day program?
Any advertise or I ignoring just automatically. I'm usually looking what I need. If not, I don't need it, just automatically ignoring everything. But why I'm here? Because we communicated before. I don't know, maybe half years before. I like your name of your company. For me, it's like my life. After half years, you maybe automatically send for everyone emails, help to some. And again, because I'm person to giving, to helping, it take my attention. And even I didn't understand what exactly, but because I knew you was closest person of this community. I understand your language and maybe age or experience, so it was closer to me, and why even I didn't know where I'm going. I wanted to go you. I knew what you right person for me, and I want to be closer to you. Maybe I learn something. Maybe I'll get something which helped me to change something.
So in relation to relating to me, you're an ex-soldier. You served in your...
I'm just service 2 years, but 2 years it was interesting because my service was not direct military. I was engineering because my twin brother, he did have veins on legs. And 1982 in the Soviet Union was war with Afghan. And a lot of my classmates, they were sent to Afghan, and my mom found some way to protect us from Afghan, and they turned us to engineering service. 2 years I glazed buildings in Moscow, even defense ministry in Moscow, I glazed it. Nothing with military, but rules in engineering service was like in prison. All crimes or some disabled something, and rules wasn't by commanders, was by different rules. And I thanks for this service because they make me respect myself. Before I thought, oh, I'm nothing. But when you 24/7, 2 years in 120 peoples in one place, all conflict or something, you should stay. Otherwise, you will be just destroyed. And I was shocked how I'm strong physically, how I'm strong mentally. It just inspired me it's not bad. It just switched my respect myself. And again, you ask about military, maybe my language. I'm analyzing always. In my business, my work is responsibility of peoples. I signing certificates and behind me life of peoples. And any little mistakes, this keeping me very tricky for any little things. Why I'm little bit close to military is accountability. It's very high level of me, as not so many people around are.
And then your childhood, tell us where you were brought up, how your childhood was.
We did what we wanted. Parents didn't have time to watch us, but they knew what we're doing by neighbors or by someone who calling your child did something. Okay, again, we'll punish. No problem.
So your childhood liberated it in some respects, but you were punished when you stepped out of line.
Yes, and when someone punished me, even my parents, they punished us with belt. Till 15 years, they did it. And from littles with brothers, with my twin, we just shouted, crying, loudly as possible. When they closed the door, we were laughing. And I punished myself. I was hardest judge for all life. And again, you liberated me from this. Really so much. And why is the world is changed? Because I stopped to judge me for mistakes, because you can't change circumstances changing. And even yesterday, when I catch in the shop what I wasn't happy, what something went wrong, I found, again. When circumstances changing, not by my way, I'm getting cross. So it's another pattern which I catch him again. I recognized him immediately and catch him, so I know what I have to work hard on it, but it's good what I recognize it. After this, when I recognized, I left shop and I said, another thing. So many winnings coming every day.
So from your childhood, which was liberated, free, but with punishment, then you moved into the army and had a liberating time there, albeit it was very tough, hard going. Then you came to England. When did you come to England? When?
2001, 5 October. I'm accidentally here.
Accidentally?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Because, in school I learned German. Iron Wall collapsed in East Europe. Economic situation in East Europe changed and manufacturers was closed. Because I learned German, I found some work in North Sea oil platforms, but was needing English to work as electrical engineer. I tried to learn English in my country, but to learn and work was hard. But I bought half year's course in Finchley Road. This half years I found, environment very different, because I was half businessman, half electrical engineer. So after 1.5 years, I bring home my family, 3 and 8 years daughters, and I, like horse have like this.
The blinkers,
and I decided, okay, now this is my home, my country, go. After this, when I decide, it was 2002, February 2003, my family was in. 2003, I rent not a little room, but house. Next year, I bought house. I just maybe too much, but I built business 9 employees team. My company made in peak time before recession last, it was like 450,000 my turnover was.
And that was in East London?
My business, I'm working 23 years Southwest London. It's a very different area. I haven't any clients where I'm living, because when I bought house, I could buy in area where my clients, I could buy little flat and nothing else. As for me, was priority my family. I bought house in Bexley Heath, 30 meters garden, driveway for 4 cars. It was for my daughters to grow in the garden, not on the road.
Your family then, tell us a little bit about your family.
I sent money, and my family came last minute. We have to go to airport. It's sitting outside, and after it's too late. Wow, stay. My family stay. This was 3 and 8 years. Daughters, my wife. After what's happened, I did best to give daughters best in education. So they started, I found place in Catholic school. After primary school, my daughter studied in Blackheath High School for 3 years. And she finished very well. Again, the old daughter finishing secondary school, they did like interview day. They came from banks, from hospitals, from scientists. She wanted to start banking investment, and from few people they choose my daughter. And so my daughter did practice in Citibank. After this practice all week, she changed mind. She changed 3 sixth form schools, and last one was North Kent College of Art. So she turned out 180 degree of finance, because she said, it's not for me. And after she chose Newcastle Uni with academics, which she finished very well. And again, after some foundation, just her and someone with politics, invited them in some exhibition. They paid for her £800. They paid for hotel, traveling. And today she's working in a restaurant in Plymouth. She's 30 today. They all finished school very well. Young daughter, when she came, she was 3 years. She learned English much easier, better, quicker. And as well, after Catholic school, she was we found place in Greenwich, which she finished in 2 years. She was student of the year. After sixth form, she applied to unis in UK, and every uni offered her place. She chose Bath Uni. 3 years ago, she finished Bath as a pharmacist. And today, she's second year living in Taunton, working in hospital as pharmacist. And she continuing to study in high degree something. So they
good
both,
for her,
they both meet very nice boyfriends.
Yeah.
And they renting house, they building own life. My wife, she's art teacher. And here she worked in Bright Horizon system. After this, she worked 8 years somewhere as florist in London train stations. When she worked in Paddington, she did numbers of time flowers for Queen. And today she turned back to Primark. She did a good career from Teals, window dressers, cash office, operation manager, and today she's team manager. Right. She just started. They're doing well, and again my life changed because my daughters left home, so responsibility for my children is off, and it changed as well, but I can focus on myself now.
That's a great story in the fact that you're over in the Eastern Europe, as hard as it was. You moved into the military, then you came to England accidentally, as you said, but then decided to stay. Your family came over in 2002, 2003, and you brought your 2 daughters. Your 2 daughters have flourished in the UK and are doing fantastic. Your wife has flourished, and you've created this great electrical contractor business. So when you look at all of that, the question is, what did you come to the Vortex for? What were you looking for?
It's interesting because I knew you as a property businessman, as properties, which I did. I worked with properties in Lithuania. It was 30 years ago. I started from piece of metal, sold, garage, few garages, flat, house, 10 flat block. And because I made mistake, I trusted to creditor. I lost everything. So I did have some experience. And here as well, before recession, when my business was on top, I nearly bought a property near Heathrow with tenants to pay everything, left £250. And because of recession, everything gone. And I turned again. I was expected to learn from you in property business.
Yeah.
And I thought you will help me to do something I dreamed all my life, to go to another level. yes, I expected this, but what's fine interesting, I feel it more and more every week. I just waited when you give me some tools or some to work with these properties, that you just change subject or something, you turn me to myself. From half years, it took maybe 2 months minimum to understand. Turn yourself to yourself. Just look to mirror. After 2 months, I started to do this, and I found, wow, I understood, because I asked you to lift some heavy stuff, and I thought, because I wasn't strong, I thought with your help I will lift it. But you didn't let me take this heavy stuff, because you said, look to your back. You never do this with your back. You should fix your back first. And after you don't need any help, you will do yourself easy. So again, take another 2 months, and I found, yes, you're right. After another 2 months, I seriously focused on my back. I forget about this heavy stuff.
Yeah.
I turned back to my spine and I started to love myself.
The 90-day program that Virgi joined, we look at the person, we look at the fundamental beliefs, and then we also look at their business. Virgi came because he wanted to build a property portfolio on the back of his successful electrical contractor business. And the electrical contractor business was having a boom and bust cycle all the time, and he didn't understand why, but he wanted to get into property and build a property portfolio. One of the aspects of the program is that we go through 12 sessions, basically, where we get you to know yourself, and we do a personality test called the Enneagram, which identifies your personality type and the fundamental beliefs that drive that type. And generally what we find is your personality type is driven by fear, by hurt, by pain. And that's where all the self-sabotage comes in. So we help people to recognize that, and then we move them very slowly into a place of their flow state, which is what they should be doing. And this is why with Virgi, we looked at you, we looked at your business, we got you to look at yourself. That was difficult in the beginning because you didn't quite understand what we were trying to do. You just wanted to show me how to buy a house, show me how to buy a house, show me how to buy a house. We knew immediately, because we do the personality test in the second week, we knew it wasn't the right thing to do. And I love what Virgi says. He talks about, you recognize that my back was broken, yet I wanted to lift more. And so we said, no, we need to repair your back first. And in relation to the back is the personality, the fundamental beliefs, and understanding all this self-talk, all this negative stuff that's going on unconsciously in the back, which drives him to do things that actually sabotage his life, that hold him back. Yeah, and we've done some great work there, haven't we? Tell me about that. Once you began to realize why we weren't helping you to find more property, did you question in the beginning that you'd come on the right course, or did you realize fairly quickly that actually you understood what we were doing?
Firstly, I came to Vortex because I knew you and I trust in my rules. If you do something, do in full, otherwise you should not expect good results. So I just turn 100% follow you. Most time in the beginning I didn't understand where I'm going, but I trust these peoples. You and Mary, I trust you 100%, and I know you care about me. No one care in my life, even my mom or my wife. They don't know why, but I trust you and you care about me, and I just follow you. And just after I found answers, as you mentioned now, where is property? I trust that you innovated. Like in my business, patience is very important. And say just patient and you will find answers. And answers was in your behavior, in your teaching. I found answers. Not immediately, but slowly I found answers. And I was happy with what I didn't ask you, because answers was very clear and explain it why. Because if you will answer in the beginning, if I ask, I would understand in very different way. It would be my old me with my old worldview. Mom or father or someone, they care you as no one do, and they explain you and they letting you start something when you're ready. And you just mentioned now sabotaging. I just now understood why it's sabotaging for myself, because maybe I'm not ready. And they hold me, do not make mistakes again, do not be disappointed. I didn't ask, but universe, you, everyone around, even world in the shop gave me answers. And cannot be better answers than in right time, in the right situation, by something happen. When someone explain, you trying to understand, but if you haven't any experience, you can't understand the right way.
So in relation to the one aspect of knowing yourself, which is the mind mastery, we call it, what one thing or two things have come out of that has changed your worldview?
First one was I felt guilty and judged myself. I was liberated of judging myself and blaming myself. I started to protect myself. Another thing, you mentioned silent answers. All my life I was looking for some master, and you explain your master is behind you here, and silent giving all answers. And I realized it's not easy to be in silent because here is all chaos. How to get through this chaos to silent? But when you get it, it's take like moments, and now it's getting more and all answers indeed. So much treasure in here in your subconscious because silent. Sound is very simple. It is not easy to get, but when you get it, you'll be shocked of answers. And silent and feel guilty. These two things changed very much everywhere in the business, in the life, in his family. It worked everywhere.
And one thing we know is we can look at your Enneagram results and we can tell you, but we actually know from experience now that you have to find that yourself by looking in. And we turn everybody to look in the mirror because that's where the answers are. You have all the answers within you that you will ever need for living your life, for living your business, for living your purpose. But we don't look in the mirror and we don't go inside because we don't want to. And this is why they call it the hero's journey. The hero's journey is to go inside and to face all your demons. But actually, first of all, it's recognizing that you have demons, that you are self-sabotaging yourself. And once you have made that realization, then it's having the courage to then go in, which you have. And obviously sometimes I've had to kick you in, and sometimes you've run in yourself. But when you're looking at yourself, you're pulling all of these things out that have been self-sabotaging you and healing them and finding out where they are and where they originated from. In that journey, from the 90-day program onto the inner circle, we go even deeper to show you that everything you've told yourself as a child is a lie. And so you've told yourself a lie, but then you put that into your operating system and you have used that in every aspect of your life. Your life then becomes, my life is built on the lie. And then once you can eradicate those lies by going in, then you can come out with the truth. And the truth is that you are very capable, that you are loved, you are amazing, that you have great capabilities, that you are important, that you are worthy. But you can only get to that truth by turning the lies off and going inside. And we do a lot of work around that. But then we use that information to see why your business is where it's at and the business decisions that you make. Knowing a little bit more about yourself, and it's a journey, you've still got a way to go, but tell me the realization of who you are, how has that helped you with your business?
It helped me like just now, after half years, I clearly understand self-sabotage, how it's work. And just now you mentioned what sabotage, I understood. Sabotage is kind of subconscious protection, and protection do not do something because something going wrong or you don't understand, and it just paralyzed, do business. And just understood now, I blame myself what sabotage is like lazy. I hate everything and myself and the sabotaging. And before I meet you, it took sometimes month. It was drained, and now today sabotage is like another thing. What I know exactly, I know what is I'm doing something wrong. I need to take attention, find what's the mistake, what is wrong way I doing, and it got like in the car speedometer telling you a bit too fast because corner. Take attention on your way. From today, sabotage is not hate myself. Sabotage is take attention, something going not right. It's from this now affecting every time, affecting business because I stopped hate myself. If circumstances changed or client don't want money or something, okay, no problem. Universe watch it. It worked numbers of time and okay, they didn't pay 1K like. Okay, universe will give me a new job for 5K and it happened not once. And I think, okay, universe take this 5K from him somewhere, not in best time. And he will blame all the world as I will thanks universe. So I stopped hate myself and it helping business. Now I am out of the spiral. I feel what I'm going out. I still feel all my patterns, but I don't hate. I know it's time to go to straight line. It's significant.
We also show you different techniques as well to manage the self-talk. Is there any one particular technique that you apply?
Silent, if some difficult situation, just stop. take a break. Little break will not change anything, but this break will help you to avoid bad behaviors or bad actions. In the business is very important because, okay, in hot you make some conflict or some mistakes you do, and after paying us by little break, you not make this part of business mess, which after very costly to sort it.
Yeah.
Silent as well, and very big shield of doing mistakes, making business in silent.
Yeah.
Best tool. Looks simple. We hear this word from when we started to understand what parents telling. Silent, silent, silent. It's like I'm bad. Now, no, I'm bad. I'm just blessed.
Yeah.
Silent is blessed, not bad.
And again, that's the knowing yourself and have an association with something that your parents have said over you, and you've annotated it with a negative turn, whereas now you let go of all those lies, and silence now is a blessing, is where you can just stop, take a deep breath, and we've done a few deep breath situations, haven't we, whereby that's enabled you to calm yourself, get back in the moment, and not be running away with the pendulum of erratic self-sabotage. Because once you stop, the pendulum doesn't know what to do, so therefore the environment we live in, they say, oh, trouble comes in threes. Well, that's a curse. You curse yourself with trouble comes in threes, because what you speak is what you create, backed up with your thought process of lies from a childhood, then it's no wonder that trouble comes in threes all the time. But when you go, no, stop, I do not believe that, then you go into silence, and all that just fritters away, and it's peace.
This magic, it's real magic.
It's magic.
This short break making magic. And yes, as mentioned, if I would go as usual, I would make mistake after the self-sabotage, conflict, taking weeks, just do nothing. And so it's a little break, half minutes, 20 seconds, helping to save weeks.
Saving you weeks of turmoil and lost production, lost sleep.
And again, self-respect. I would judge myself, or I made mistake, I'm stupid. Now I clearly understand these tools, how to use. I keep these tools always with me. Here we have a lot of space for these tools and to work everywhere.
So the silence has worked everywhere. So has it worked in your relationships and your family as well as your business?
Yeah, just a few days ago was like usual something we disagree with my wife. Usually I just shouting, not happy. But this silent again, just silent. Break, it's cooling myself and my wife's thinking, what's going? Why is silent? So it's like you making break for her as well, like shock break, something unusual. And in this very short break, we just understand how we get to this conflict. It's nothing. Again, the silent affecting in relationship with my wives and children's and all day shops or where you are. It's work.
You're seeing an improvement in your relationship with your wife, relationship with your family.
Yes, of course. And as you mentioned last time, and about how it was built by our parents, and I found nice. My parents make me comfortable to them. As I know, my grandfather is well punished my father very hard. My father, me, my daughters. It's like generation by generation. It's just forming, breaking us and making comfortable to someone. When you understand this, it's again liberate you. Okay, it's not my fault. It's happened because generation by generation, and it's like experience which I can drive. I can just, okay, this is not right. Okay, let's choose another way. Harmony yourself, harmony with your family.
And that's powerful, isn't it? Knowing that we're all, as children, molded into a character, a person that our parents can cope with, because they've been molded into a character that their parents can cope with, and that generationally, every one of us have been molded into something that we're not, just so that our parents can cope with. Now, we don't blame our parents because they didn't know either. We forgive them and we just accept that, yes, this is a generational thing. But you're now in a place, what you're telling me is that you have broken a generational pattern of how you interact with yourself and how you interact with your family. That's powerful, yeah?
Not just when you told me, and again I analyzed, it looked like I forget about my past. I stopped to blame myself, but I'm still do, because by understanding this generation by generation, I found what one of circumstances or something is stuff what I blame myself because I thought I did not right. But it's not my fault. It's just they built me, and I should be happy what I understood, and I left it behind. I explained this to my daughters, and for me, I feel much better. Even today, I stopped blaming myself, but I pressed my daughters, punished because I didn't know different way. Now I explain to my daughters, I just forget for myself. It's most important for myself. If I forget for myself, I feel not guilty, and I bring this positive energy to my daughters. It's very different relationship, because when you come to someone with feeling what you're guilty, you're not winner. You loser. What you winner, you bring this energy, and you warm, not just telling, but you warming all around. Even your daughter or wife is very big change. Now I forget for what I came to Vortex. In property not interesting. I'm interested in my spine, because just in this short time, my life so much changed. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. My business is good enough. Do I need property? I don't know.
Well, that is one of the beautiful things of what we do. By cracking the egg of what your persona is, we start to find the true Virgi, trying to find the true person in there. We've pressed you a few times. One of the things that we start asking people very early on is, what do you love to do? And some people don't know because they've never been asked that question. And some people are being blessed with gifts that they've started to express as a child, but then the world, the environment blocks that in. We've found some gift that you've got, and we've been trying to get you to play that piano.
Oh.
Yeah, that is something that now maybe we've cracked open the egg. And tell us about that situation, because that's been lovely to see.
My dream was to play in piano, because I knew what's developing right side of brain, which affecting maybe result of left one. And harmony of right and left, it's making just magics. And I know it's very powerful. So why I wanted. And as well, when I was 14, maybe I played on piano. I want to learn, but anyway, first time I sit, I don't know, after you pressed me, did you play piano? Didn't. I just immediately, it's real magic, because when you just open piano, you just open door to another world. And all your world, business, everything just behind you immediately, just off. You in front piano, you thinking sound, right, not right. You're trying to find right, because even time of each keyboard, too long or too short, it's making harmony in different world. It helping me. And as well, gliding. Gliding was my dream, which was somewhere where is Mars or Sun, somewhere far away. And you pushed me. As usually, if I want to do something, I just do, immediately do. And again, this work. After session, when you pushed me to this, I spent 3-4 hours do research. What is like reference of this club, which is more comfortable, what, and I choose one, Can Gliding Club. And just this time, 4 hours, when I spent to this, it affected all my week of my works. I was just like somewhere in different world, which gave me time to have rest of this pressure of my business clients, and my solution decisions was very different after this. Far better result of my business was I started to work far less after Vortex I came. I working far less, maybe half of before. But financially I'm not losing any.
Yeah.
I'm not losing because my decisions are right. I'm not working per right, and again another. I still not every night I'm going to bed 11, but it's changed very much. I'm productive daytime as usually before I went to bed 2 o'clock, 1, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, sometimes work all night, and this make my productivity of my business. Why I explain I'm not losing in finance by working half or before that. And yes, this gliding piano is making break, which affecting very much to business. And I found after just this 4 hours, and again I arranged gliding after 2 weeks, and I was in the sky. I just understood after a week what I was in sky just by looking photos. And last Saturday, I booked gliding. I became member of gliding club.
Well
I got like book where is and they in some instruction is look, you should glide with someone with your instructor behind 80 times. I'm sure for me 40 will be enough. I'm sure, because maybe it's nice people in this gliding club. They all are volunteers. Say my age, they are on retirement, they have enough time, and they not for money. So meaning they not looking to clocks how much time, how much who earn pay. They just share all their life experience with you. I show them what I really want, and I came here to start to be not professional but master. I am future master. Take you, please. And they take attention, and every time they said, would you like to continue? Yes, please. Yes, please. After finish, usually people running home. I said, no. What's next? And we just pulled all gliders to hangar. We washed them. We filled fuel to planes. So I worked and I enjoyed it because it's part of all this life. So I found what this hobby, which I dreamed 30 years about hobby, didn't this hobby affecting business very much. Look like I'm losing just 3% of my time, but improving my business 50% easy. It's magic which I scared to start.
Yeah, you came to us in November wanting to buy property because that's what you wanted to do. We looked at you, we showed you who you were, we turned you inside to look at yourself. And from that, we've found where all your self-sabotage was. We've helped you and give you techniques on how to manage and be aware of that. And we've also prodded you to find out what do you love to do, what is Virgi all about. And by connecting you with playing the piano, which you knew you had a gift as a child, as a teenager, but it was crushed out of you, so you never really played it. Gliding, you've had a 30-year aspiration to do, and you're now gliding, you're playing the piano. You are a completely different man. We can see that in the way that you are, the smile in your face, the way that you walk and talk. Doing all of that, it seems very contrary. Hang on a minute, I'm meant to be building a business. But what you're saying is that by finding out who you are, managing and applying the techniques to manage your fundamental beliefs, which will always be there, but you'll just manage them better, moving you into this place of doing things that you love to do. You're spending a small percentage of time doing that, but your business is growing 50%. Your business is easier. Life is easier. Your relationships is easier.
It's difficult to understand if you not go through all this. It's look like if would someone asked me before, it's just magic which I still on the way, and every day is changing. Every day is changing and getting better. Even a couple of weeks ago, maybe you just pushed me one time, another time. Okay, clean your garden. Clean your garden, sell your cars. And last time, before I just subject to different way because I feel shame what I promising but not doing. And last time I didn't just, okay, weather got nice weather. And I just put in myself signal, and maybe in the morning I send confirmation to bring out of something. I just can't remember to clean, meaning clean all things around which on your way to your dream. And in the morning I run around as usually in the morning before exercise. And I saw Skip with phone number. I did photos on of the Skip. Okay, I will be back. I will call for Skip. After seeing the Skip, when I was close to home, back home, I found someone who was looking for scrap. And I said, look, you looking for scrap? Yes, follow me. And they just came behind me. I worked, I separated all scrap. I put the scrap to the van, and after they promised, okay, coming back, I will pay. I put rubbish for them. I worked at that day 12 hours till evening. In half a day, they changed my life just because this mess was for 14 years. When I moved after my business collapsed after the last recession, numbers of sets of tools, of materials, sets of ladders, I would hold this, and it became just rotten and in the garden. And now I just sets of ladders, everything I just put to scrap because I don't need. I'm not going to run again this. I did, and it just opened door for my Sussex, like universe saw what my garden is empty. Okay, they can send me Sussex or something. Yeah. And again, with cars, next day, I just sit down on computer, found someone to sell cars because I contacted numbers of times with selling a car, but they just draining companies. They draining time, offering funny money. As finally I was ready to give for free these cars. But anyway, I found someone who took this car in 3.5 hours. In anyway, they paid me 1,000. 1,000 for car is really good car because last year I invested 2K somewhere. And recently, a couple of weeks ago, I passed MOT without nothing, this convertible Volvo. And they took all this mess, 3 cars off, 1,000 on account, and free. And we couldn't believe, my wife couldn't believe, we just walk every time. And now, a couple of weeks, when coming back home, we see empty, driveway empty.
The back garden had 14 years worth of old materials and tools from failed businesses. And how long had the cars been in your front garden?
2 years.
2 years.
Even one car, just on my driveway, 4 cars, and another 5th car on the road somewhere. And I paid taxes. I paid 700 per year to be able to keep this car. Because I thought I will sell, I will make some money. I just gave this for free to clean, and we became so happy after this. Now if I think I would pay for these feelings, 5K I would pay easy. Before doing, you don't understand what is it. And so to learn, to tell, to give advice someone is just blah blah, one ear in, on out. But maybe the universe just finally hear me, and maybe I was ready to hear the universe, and it's happened. All circumstances just clean. And after next, and again, third one, we arranged to come in a week time for last, because he couldn't put his full one. And it's some left. I said, look, I'll give you another money. Come in a week time, I'll finish. And what's happened? I not just clean garden, but I demolished 2 sheds, which was maybe 40 years old. It's wrapped. And I've got project. I'm going to build another shed. This all things, changing business, changing life, changing relationships. It looks like nothing is to clean, but it's not nothing.
The significance of it is by cleaning your unconsciousness, learning all the rubbish and the dirt and all the negative stuff that you carry in your unconscious, in your fundamental beliefs. Once you clean that, then you can see the clutter in your reality. And that's what's happened, which is why we're saying now you started to clear out the rubbish inside, which has then opened your eyes to see the rubbish outside. And now even more good things are flowing to you. See the connection, which is why I was very tough on you to do what I'd suggested to do, because you're getting rid of old rubbish that is just hankering you down in the old way. It's not about the old way. The old way's gone. We're aware of it. We manage it. This is the new me, and I'm in the now. And it's clear. I'm full of love. I'm full of love for myself. I'm full of love and acceptance for my parents and for all my family and for all the people that have ever come into my life. And now you're a different man, for sure, than the person who came to us in November.
Yeah, I still can't understand how it's happened. Yes, I wanted even more after turn to myself and clean that patterns. And this happened, this cleaning garden, cleaning cars, selling it. I just send maybe in the morning, send this confirmation, this hope, and it's happened without anything doing. Someone just came and did it, and I still can't understand how it's happened. What I understand, what it's work, what's universe, as you mentioned, universe watch you and give you when you're ready. So it's promising so much in the future. It's telling, I'm a bit scared. Nice future.
So your future now is looking bright.
It's just so bright, and I making blind even. I just going a bit slower. I scared to lost it. I don't need to scare. You know, like glass, you can break very easily. You should bring it, but not break it. And you should be very sensitive. And this all going around, I value so much, but I scared to break it, and I want endurance. But I'm getting more confident in this situation. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the journey.
So what would you say to people looking at what you've done, looking at how your life is changing, and people looking on and thinking they're in a similar situation that you were in back in November? What would you say to them?
One time, numbers of techniques was lifeboat, or some like ring to save lives.
Yeah.
Vortex is lifeboat. Indeed, because maybe universe sent me to this lifeboat. I would tell lifeboat, because then you in situation as I was, you cannot find the way out of this circle. You in the circle like squirrel or mouse or something in the you cannot get. You just running. You thinking if you run quicker you can sort it. It's not working. And you see life, future of life. Just before was future of life. I never reach my dreams, and I think it's a lot of people just losing patience, losing power to reach anything. They just, okay, I can't reach anything. Let's go to pub and spend all life, the rest of life in pub or just drinking. Universe sent me this lifeboat, and I can reach my dreams now. So for people, I could tell, when you in hard situation in business, in life, it's really not easy to find right doors, because usually so many people promising so much, and so many people let you down with promises. You're losing trust in people, and it's difficult to identify who. And Vortex, very different, because no one works so hard as Vortex to care about you personally, to get so deep in your personality. You can have any tools, top tools, but if you are the wrong person, these tools not work. And you have tools and your personality, you have experience maybe, and you just found it helped me to identify these patterns who keep me in the situation I was. So without trusting in full, really, I'm happy what I trust from beginning, and I'm receiving these results of. So you should go with full trust, and you will be shocked of results. And indeed, I'm just like goose now. I'm really thank you, Peter. Thank you for what you are.
It's our pleasure, as you know. It's my pleasure to see transformation. Time is the most valuable resource that we have. We've spent a lot of time together. There's investment in it from a money point of view. Do you feel it's been a good investment of your time?
I paid just what I paid one day. I can't pay now, but it's 10 times more worth indeed, because you do it in a very different way, in just you. So many people, I paid so much money. Last 3 years I spent just by cash 35k, and 3 years by time, which was value would be like 60k. And now I meet you. You changed my life finally.
Yeah.
So I'm okay.
For a fraction of the price, we've transformed your world, and now you've got your dreams that you can get, you can achieve.
I'm
Because we
gliding.
know you can.
I'm gliding, not just business, not just life. My dreams, so many dreams coming true. It's shocking.
Shocking,
Shocking indeed.
Well, I've never known it being called shocking before, but shocking is great. And it's a privilege as well, because as we've seen you grow, and some of the things that you've created, some of your language, where you grab your ego, you know your ego is chipping away at you, you go, hey, get back in the bin, and you throw your ego in the bin. And that's a great method that you've actually created on top of the techniques we've given you to help you cope. And it's shocking, but it's shocking in such a great way. And it's finally, you've come out of the spiral of hopelessness, and what's the point, to suddenly now you're going on a straighter line, and your dreams are opening up in front of you. Some of the short-term dreams you're beginning to do now, and the long-term dreams now are coming up, and you can see the shoots. And that in itself is just fascinating. And it's a privilege to see that. So I get a lot out of it, being with you, to see other people grow and flourish and actually grasp. And to be honest, 80% of the work is you. I just guide you and prod you, kick you up the arse sometimes, but the majority of the work is you. If you're not prepared to do the work, and if you're too scared to look at yourself and go inside, then the vortex isn't for you. But if you are courageous, like Virgi is, and he's got the resilience and the power to look at himself and face his demons, then it is for you, and you can transform your world, and you can get out of that spiral, out of that pattern of hopelessness. Here is a man who is certainly out of that pattern of hopelessness now.